Okay, go.
Welcome. The March 3rd meeting of the Thousand Oaks Council on Aging is called to order. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will now have the roll taken by Staff Liaison Francine Spriegel.
Please say here or present when I call your name. Chair Guerra,
Here.
Vice Chair Belding,
Here.
Commissioner Burt,
Present.
Commissioner Blue,
Here.
Commissioner Janelle,
Here.
Commissioner Lowndes.
Here.
Commissioner Posta is absent. Commissioner Sylvester. Commissioner Sylvester.
She's here. She's on
Here.
here.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4. Item 4 on our agenda is public comments. This is the time in our meeting when we invite members of the public to state their concerns about senior-related issues in our city and to present items for commission consideration. Speakers have 3 minutes. At this time, I don't believe that we have any public speakers, so we will go right on to agenda number 5, which is our guest speakers, Lisa Bono, Dean of Cal Lutheran University 50 and Better program, and Jerry Clifford, the OLLI program at Cal State University Channel Islands. Both are very distinguished speakers and we're very lucky to have them. So I will take just a minute to kind of go over their bios. So first with Dr. Lisa Bono, she began her professional career working in the film industry at Egg Pictures. Deciding to change careers, Dr. Bono attended Cal U, seeking a master's degree in counseling and guidance. Simultaneously, she began teaching in the MFA Producers Program at UCLA and was hooked. After completing her master's degree at Cal Luth, she parlayed her teaching experience at UCLA into a faculty position in the Department of Counseling and Guidance at Cal Lutheran. In 2011, she earned her doctorate in higher education leadership. After teaching at the master's level for 8 years, Dr. Bono was appointed the interim director of the Bachelor's Degree for Professionals program, formerly ADEP. After a national search, she was selected as a permanent director in 2013. In January 2020, Dr. Bono became the founding dean of the School for Professional and Continuing Studies at Cal Lutheran. Dr. Bono is a native of California and grew up in the Thousand Oaks area. Our second speaker, Jerry Clifford, has taught OLLI students every year since 2004. He spent over 40 years as a research scientist and educator after receiving a PhD in nuclear physics at Iowa State University. As an Air Force officer, he taught physics at the Air Force Academy, worked on nuclear weapons programs, studied particle beams for Reagan Star Wars, and worked in the Office of the Secretary of Defense. Jerry has taught undergraduate students in the Applied Physics program since 2004 and taught OLLI courses in astronomy, nuclear physics, how things work, art and visual perception, good vibrations, science of music, 20th century great scientists, weather, computers, fascinating travel, and more. So thank you, both of you, with such a distinguished background. I can see that both of you guys are underachievers. So why don't we begin with ladies first, since it's March and Women's Month. So why don't we have, if Lisa wouldn't mind starting the program.
There we go. I just had to unmute myself. Thank you so much for the time today. Thank you for inviting us to participate in this session and to be able to introduce the 50 and Better program to you all. Again, I'm the Dean of the School for Professional and Continuing Studies. So I'd like to start a little bit with the beginning. A lot of people aren't really familiar with what Cal Lutheran has offered over the years, so I'm going to start there. Cal Lutheran has been committed to our senior students or the seniors in our community for many, many decades. In the early 1980s, what many people don't know is that Cal Lutheran College, which it was at the time, actually had an elder hostel program, which is now known as Rhodes Scholar. So a lifelong learning program that served many of our more senior members of the Conejo Valley through the 1980s. But sometime, it was around 1986, Cal Lutheran became a university. And around that time, there was a little bit more of a focus on nurturing academic programs such as new bachelor's degrees and our burgeoning graduate programs, both in the School of Management and the graduate, what is now the Graduate School of Education, among others. So the focus shifted a little and the elder hostel program closed, but the commitment to seniors in our community never really waned. What shifted was we started offering more opportunities for seniors in our community to participate in lecture series, film series, and the like. And also Cal Lutheran moved to a model where we created what's known as senior audit, and it's for senior students to audit traditional undergraduate courses. And that program remains in place today. So that commitment is something we've thought a lot about at Cal Lutheran, and that commitment to our lifelong learners is tied to what we also term post-traditional learners. So post-traditional learners are often thought of, well, they're known as non-traditional in some spheres, and they're often thought of as working adults who are working towards their bachelor's degree. And that's certainly part of the post-traditional realm, if you will. But post-traditional students are much more than that. Post-traditional students are really lifelong learners, and they come in, they're part of many different generations. And so at Cal Lutheran, we really thought long and hard about how do we serve these post-traditional learners who have lots of life experience, work histories, they've participated in the community in many different ways. And as we were talking about our post-traditional learners and how do we serve these learners even better than we already do, we started thinking we really wanted one area at Cal Lutheran to really intentionally develop programming for lifelong learners and post-traditional learners in our community. And so in 2017, those discussions were going in earnest. And by 2020, what we did is start a new school that's really focused on post-traditional learners. So the School for Professional and Continuing Studies, the mission is to invest in the academic, leadership, and personal enrichment pursuits of post-traditional learners, creating a continuum of educational opportunities that support degree attainment, lifelong learning, professional development, leadership experience, and service to the region. So really, this school is all about creating I think a more intentional type of access for lifelong learners in our community. And our doors again opened in 2020. But when we were creating the school and really thinking about the different populations that we wanted to make sure we were honoring and serving, and you'll hear me say serve a lot because that's a really important part of Cal Lutheran and our mission is to serve our community. But as we were thinking about that, we started looking at the research that shows that Ventura County is what is known as an aging county. Dr. Jamshi Demui actually he's one of the faculty at Cal Lutheran, and he conducted a comprehensive study of long-term care that he conducted for the Ventura County Community Foundation. And as part of that study, he really was looking at, the demographics of our county. And what he found and what he projected out is that, you can see the graphics here on the screen, but between 2020 and 2040, our county is going to see some major shifts in terms of individuals aged 0 to 15, we're actually going to see a decline in our county. Individuals aged 16 to 64, we're going to see negligible change, right? It's going to remain, there's going to be really no growth. But for individuals 65 plus, the growth, as you can see on this chart, is tremendous. And really what that translates to in the next 40 years, or really a little less than 40 years now, we'll see about an additional almost 100,000 individuals 65 years of age and older. So thinking about that and thinking about what that means for Cal Lutheran and what that means for the School for Professional and Continuing Studies, ultimately what that meant was that we've come full circle. So what was the Elder Hostel program in the 1980s is the 50 and Better program in the 2020s. And so the 50 and Better program is about providing affordable educational opportunities for lifelong learners who are 50 years of age and older. And that's really one way we know that we can really serve this community. And given that anticipated growth that Dr. Demui identified and others have also talked about, we need many programs like this. And that's why today is an exciting opportunity to be able to talk about the 50 and Better program and to hear more about the OLLI program. We need more programs like this in our community. We need more opportunities to engage, because certainly there's a population of people in our community, in our county, who will benefit from them. So the 50 and Better program, or FAB, we like to call it FAB because frankly our students are pretty darn fabulous. The 50 and Better program was designed for individuals 50 years of age and older who are seeking intellectual stimulation through university level courses without the pressure of grades. That's one of the things many of our students love, for the sake of learning and social engagement. So the program was supposed to launch in spring 2020, so really in March 2020. And as we all know, a funny little thing happened that's actually not so funny, but it was the pandemic, right? The pandemic hit, and the first population that went under lockdown were our seniors, right? So our individuals 50, 55, 60, 65 years of age, et cetera. So we knew we couldn't offer the program face-to-face as we had initially planned. So what we decided instead is we rolled the dice and we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and try this virtually. Let's see if it works. We shrunk what our offerings were going to be down to 3 courses. And I believe we're the first in the area to offer anything virtual for this community. We really didn't know if it was going to work, but boy, were we thrilled we made the decision we did, because it did. It worked well. We've seen tremendous growth in just a year's time. And I think it's really important that we did what we did, because frankly, right, many individuals who are 50 years of age and older, especially as you get into your 60s and 70s and 80s, right, it can experience social isolation. So having an outlet like this, having a way to connect, even virtually, was so incredibly important to really promote intellectual stimulation, to find new ways to engage, and to energize our community, and also to give back to our community. So moving virtual was huge. And as you can see on this slide, you know, our enrollment has nearly quadrupled since we started, which is just incredibly exciting for us. 40 and being virtual actually afforded us a new opportunity. 40% of our students are from out of the area. Some are from Los Angeles County, some from Northern California, but we have students all across the nation taking courses with us now. And we also have a couple of students who have joined us internationally. So that's exciting, and we're hoping to expand that. It broadens the conversation, right? Because you're bringing in, as you're sitting in your classes, and live chatting about the material or sitting in seminars, you know, you bring in a slightly different perspective depending on where you've spent your time. We were able in the year to expand our course offerings, and we were the first in the area to introduce seminars, which are companion courses to the lectures. We don't offer them for every course, but the seminars, it's a much far fewer people, right? So you might have 15 or 16 people in a seminar, and you get to engage with each other a little bit more and interact a little bit more like you would in a more traditional classroom. We also added lecture series between our sessions. So we knew that, if we had 5 weeks or 6 weeks or a month in between sessions, we knew our students still wanted to be engaged. So we host 2-hour lectures between sessions. And then we've also created some virtual social engagement opportunities, which I'll talk about in a bit more. So the FAB format, because we're still relatively new, I wanted to share a little bit about that. We are affordable, we're low cost for our lectures, and we offer 5 sessions per year. So the sessions are during the traditional academic year. The sessions are fall, winter, and spring, and those are each 6 weeks. We offer 2 summer sessions, so 2 4-week sessions. And the session length of time and the summer in particular, we surveyed our students to get an idea of what they thought might work for their lives. Thinking about now being in the virtual environment, but also being, as we move hopefully to in-person classes down the road. And especially with the summer, with the 2 4-week sessions, the feedback we got is it would, for those who are able to travel or want to travel, that would be a really great, give them the time to travel, but also to be able to take courses. And so with our classes, everything right now is handled via Zoom, just like we are in this meeting today. So everything's via Zoom. We have a digital learning team that works with our faculty to set up our courses consistently, as well as make sure they're trained on the tools. And then we also, for our students, we offer orientations before every session. New students are welcome, but so are returning students, right? Just to make sure that they know how to work all the different functions on Zoom so they have a successful experience, because supporting them is really important. Our lecture series, so between our sessions, we also offer one-time lectures. They're 2 hours each. And depending on the length of time between our sessions, we might offer 5 lectures, as we are this March. Our first one is actually coming up this Saturday. Or we'll also, we've offered 10 between our fall and winter sessions. And so again, it's a really great opportunity for people and individuals who also to keep them engaged in between sessions, but also for people who may not be able to commit to a full session. Gives them an opportunity for some intellectual stimulation and to engage with others with less time commitment, if you will. Oh, and I forgot to share that we also record all of our courses, and we record the majority of our lectures too. So our students or our lecture attendees can go ahead and go back and rewatch, or if they had to miss, they can catch up and watch a course or a class session. And then our social engagement opportunities. So we've one of the things we've done is we've hosted several virtual Jeopardy games, and these have been a lot of fun. The students who participate, it's not just about the trivia and testing yourself and your knowledge, but it becomes really social, and you start learning a lot about the students and their lives and the fun facts. And when you have different categories like music, you find out who saw the Beatles, when they were playing. I think what was it? Shea Stadium, I think it was, in New York. You find out things like this, and they find out things about each other. And so in this virtual environment, especially, that's been really rewarding to be able to offer that type of opportunity for our students. So the FAB community itself, community is really important to Cal Lutheran. It's something that when people talk about Cal Lutheran, we're known for our community and how supportive we are of each other. And that extends into the School for Professional and Continuing Studies, but it's especially important for the 50 and Better program. Really, our students come first. Everything we do is truly about our students and serving them, taking their desires, their needs into account. We try to get back to our students if they email us in less than 24 hours, if at all possible, call them, help them out with registration, whatever they need. We only have a part-time coordinator because we don't have a grant. We are 100% funded right now by the fees for our classes and our lectures. So our part-time coordinator really works wonders in doing a great job of serving the students. And I jump in as well because it's really important to serve this community. And we do call them students. So we made that decision intentionally because students are scholars, they're learners, they're observers, and that's who our lifelong learners are, who are 50 plus. We also We have an advisory committee, and we have 5 members on our committee. They all take classes with FAB, and we would be lost without them. They're amazing. They're wonderful collaborative partners who've really given us a lot of guidance as we've launched this program and gotten it off the ground this past year. They help us with curriculum, making curriculum decisions, and with marketing and outreach. And again, they're a great bunch of people to work with, and we're indebted to them. So what the FAB students say about us, some of these, I won't read all of these, but some of these that we put here on the PowerPoint, these comments have come from, we have a newsletter. I should have mentioned that. We have a newsletter that we send out about once a month, and we profile students in our newsletter. So especially in this virtual world, it's easier to get to know your fellow classmates. And so some of these comments are taken out of the newsletters. We get a lot of emails from our students who just want to check in, say hello, but also offer their thanks. And I think one of the comments that we've seen a lot is that we've been a lifeline during these hard times, right? So that idea of social isolation, well, if any groups were isolated, our learners, our students who are 50 years and up, they've been the most isolated during this pandemic. And so being able to be that lifeline has just been incredible, to be able to serve the community in this way. So we've heard that a lot, and we're thankful that we are here to be able to do that. We've heard a lot that students just like our format. They like the courses and the topics and the professors. But I think the one that really means a lot to me as much as the lifeline is that they really appreciate the warmth and care from the FAB team. That's just huge, because again, that's about community, and that's about respecting our students. And it's just about anything we can do to make this a great experience for them, we want them to do. And I think knowing that we're coming across in this crazy virtual environment, right, where we're all on screens, that people feel the warmth and the admiration we have for our students, that comes across, that's huge. So I'm really thankful for that. And right before we wrap up, I just want to talk a little bit about the future for the 50 and Better program. So as the vaccines roll out, and as things perhaps shift back to being in person, we surveyed our students recently. We had almost 300 responses, and what we discovered is that our students would like both a mix of online and in-person courses. So that's what we're going to do. Our students, not only our students out of the area want the online courses or virtual, but students within the area. So it's really important to meet that need. We're planning social mixtures and networking opportunities. We're planning in-person lectures and activities. We will continue to have engagement opportunities virtually for this population, because it's vitally important. Even people within our own community, not everyone can make it to a physical location. We're planning service projects, and also in the future, study travel opportunities. Finally, our in-person locations are at in Thousand Oaks at the main campus, and also at the Oxnard Center, which is right off the 101 freeway between the Rose and Rice off-ramps. And we have free parking and accessible parking. So, and that's really important, again, for this population as well. So this is really just the beginning. We really value and respect the needs of the FAB community, and we will expand the program accordingly to what we hear from our students and what their needs are. And with that, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. We'll hold off questions until the end. So Jerry, it's up to you now.
Okay, thank you.
Take it away.
Thank you. Can you see that?
Yes.
Good. So first of all, I want to thank Lisa for telling us so much about FAB, which I didn't know as much about it. I knew a lot about it. And I can tell you that it's very similar to what the OLLI program is, for good reason. So the OLLI program, it's been at CSU Channel Islands ever since 2004. And I was actually one of the initial faculty members. And I love our motto there: curiosity never retires. And this is just a picture of some of our great students. So that is, so I'll tell you a little bit about the OLLI program and then about us. So let's see if I can make this thing move. So As Lisa already mentioned, the question is, what are the two most important factors in achieving a meaningful senior life? And that's really what we're all about. How do we do that? Well, there are two things. One is mental stimulation, and the other is social connections. And that's the two things we focus on at the OLLI program. We have outstanding teachers that offer mental stimulation in almost every type of course you could imagine. And we have social connections. In fact, you can see right there in the middle of that slide, the woman in the red dress is Lisa's mother, who was a member of our program. So that just shows the connection. So the OLLI program tries to capitalize on the two things that are going to make seniors live a better, more productive life. So Bernard OSHER started the program. There are about 125 OLLI programs throughout the United States in universities and colleges across the United States. And he started it. I met Bernard OSHER 2 or 3 years ago. He's in his 90s. He just learned to start playing piano, and he really cares about the senior population. And just the way Lisa mentioned, we have no tests, no homework, and no grades. Isn't that the great way to have an education? I mean, if I could get my undergraduate students to have the enthusiasm and the energy that we have in the OLLI students, I'd be very happy right now. But so our students really do have a wonderful program. And whatever you'd like to learn, we have it. We have philosophy and psychology and art and just so many things. In fact, the gentleman down in the lower left-hand corner is actually a Cal Lutheran retired professor who teaches poetry. And you can see at the bottom right, there's myself and Bill Garlington. Bill teaches religion. So we have just a tremendous number of types of courses. Here is BJ Fan teaching origami memory gymnastics. He taught a whole course on brain training recently because the seniors are very interested in their brain and how to keep dementia and Alzheimer's from getting them down. So brain training was one of the critical things. And you can see how much fun people have. It's just a great program. Here are the courses that we're offering starting March 26th. So registration is going on now. All these courses are virtual using Zoom, and all the courses are recorded, as Lisa mentioned. And that's so that many people can't make a class. They've got a doctor's appointment or something, but they can always take the classes. And so women architects and designers, lady laureates, Nobel laureates, very interesting. Artificial intelligence for everyone. That's Dr. Fan is giving that. Religion and mythology and the art of the ancient world. Suburban nations, David Parsons, one of our most exciting teachers. The rise of modernism, art in the wake of industrial revolution. Great Broadway songwriters. We have many, many courses in music because people just love music. We have an anthropologist, Matt Curtis, who's giving language and culture, and then another course on comedy teams of America. And then finally, influence and impact the French population of the 19th century Los Angeles. So these are just some ideas, and these are the courses that we'll be offering. It's a 6-week program starting March 22nd. And you can register anytime by going to, it's very simple. I'll give you the email address at the end, but it's just olli@csuci.edu. And I'll tell you that one more time later. So like the FAB program, we have 3 terms, fall, spring 1, or spring 1 and spring 2. We typically meet both a morning and an afternoon from 10 to noon and 1 to 3. And we have seminars for some of those courses from 4 to 5. We also offer a program called the Taste of OLLI. We offer it both in the fall and the summer, and it's a great way for people to take a class without committing to a course. It's just a teaser, if you like. very similar to what Lisa mentioned in her seminar series. And so the TASTE program is a 2-hour course, 2-hour program, and it's just a way to tease you a bit about what an OLLI program is and maybe what an upcoming course is. And our typical costs are $10 per week per course. So if you take a 6-week course, it's going to cost $60. And we actually have it cheaper if you take more than 2 classes. We give a special discount. Instead of that picture is great. That picture is from Morocco. We just had our course on Morocco, which I went to. Not only do the students take classes, the OLLI students are very active in the community. In fact, here are several of our OLLI students who are working on the Science Carnival here in Ventura County. And working with kids is so great. I'm teaching a course right now called Science Fun for Kids and Their Grandparents, because we find that grandparents want to interact with their grandchildren. And so that's what we do here. So this is one of our programs. We did a Holocaust symposium last year because we have several members of our OLLI community who were part of the Holocaust. So it was a very exciting seminar with over 600 people in attendance for that. We actually filled it up. We do a lot of fun day trips. Here's trips to the opera and a bus trip. I think that's probably to JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And there's somebody that I recognize on this aerial bike at the California Science Museum. So we do a lot of very interesting day trips where we are not doing them now, but we'll go back to them as soon as we can. And then we also offer foreign travel. Again, it's not going on now, but we're planning to go back starting in the fall. So here's a trip to Japan and a trip to Egypt, just to give you a sense for some of the things that we do. So OLLI is not only about education in the classroom, it's about in education in social services and in travel and fun activities. Here's our social services, and there's Lisa's mother again. You recognize her there. So this, we try to go, this is actually up in one of the TO senior service calls up there. So we do believe in service to others. Here's we do a food share. We do a lot of things for our own undergraduates. We have a thing called Echo's Closet. Echo is our dolphin's name, where we provide clothes for some of our undergraduate students who are going to be interviewing soon, but don't have the attire that they would like to have for that. So we offer that. So there are some of our very active seniors. After COVID, like the FAB program, OLLI will continue both on campus. We'll have other programs like the Thousand Oaks Mall, Agora, the Vase Center in Ventura. So we have several different online classes, and we will continue with the Zoom classes because many of our people just love the idea of taking a class in their pajamas with a cup of coffee. No parking problems ever. They don't even have to drive, so they love to take that. So we want to offer both those things to give the complete text. If you would like any questions, here are the things. The one I would particularly call your attention to is just olli@csuci.edu. So that's an email. You can always get a hold of our people there, and the phone number is there if you want that. My name is Jerry Clifford. You can always get a hold of me through the OLLI program or through the university. So I hope that gives you at least an idea of our program. As I say, it's rather similar to the FAB program with a lot of the same people. So with that, I would invite any questions when you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Both were so concise in your presentation. So if anyone is interested in questions, yes, Commissioner Gale.
First, I want to give a plug because my husband is actually downstairs teaching a class for CLU at the moment. And he's going to be teaching the Broadway class for OLLI. So
I thought I recognized that name, Janelle, yes.
So I speak very highly. And I happen to be a Rhodes Scholar tour director. So it kind of comes full circle. I'm excited to hear that you're going to be doing the virtual, still continue to do virtual, because I think I think we've learned something in the pandemic that we can reach people in a different way. My question is, just curious, would you be doing classes that are just virtual, or will you be doing classes that are live but have people watching in on that live class? And that's a question for either one of you.
Lisa, go ahead.
Sure. So at Cal Lutheran, we're right now talking about doing 2 separate classes. So we would have just virtual or the in-person. And the reason for that is the 360 cameras are great. We're using them right now with some of our traditional undergraduate and graduate students at Cal Lutheran, but there are delays, and there's also with some of the technology, it gets a little funky, and we want the students to have a seamless experience. So what we are looking at, it could be that we're offering, like we have Catherine Zoroaster teaching the art of the Belle Epoque, for us in the spring. So it could be that, she teaches 2 different sections of it, even one virtual and one in person. We're looking at different ways of doing this. Whatever we do, we just want to make sure that it's going to be the best experience for the students.
And I'll echo what Lisa said. We will do both also. And the formatting is, we're not quite sure yet. First of all, we follow what the university guidelines are. So we will not be doing anything on campus at least till the fall. So everything will remain virtual till then. At that point, we'll either go with a hybrid where we may have a teacher in a classroom with students, and we'll have a recording going on at the same time where we have a camera which will follow the instructor. You put a fob on them and follow. But we just don't know. I mean, the issues of how to do these things, we will be experimenting as we go along. But we want to meet the needs of both our national, international too. We have some from England even that watch. We just did a great program called Postcards from the National Parks, and covered 111 national park systems places. It was just fabulous. The only problem is everyone wanted to get in their car and take off.
That's a good thing. Thank you very much. I think you've reached out to a whole lot of new people just because you had to go virtual. So I think that's a good thing for the future. I mean, it's a really nice way to reach out to some people that don't want to travel or can't travel. So thank you very much. It was a great.
And we're also getting instructors from all over.
We actually have a friend who's teaching for OLLI who lives in Florida now. And a couple of other of our friends are teaching for both programs, and that does add to it. It's nice.
That must be Nick Santa Maria, right?
That's it. That's him.
I knew him. Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Okay, yes, Commissioner Beldy.
Oh, yes. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Buono and Mr. Clifford. That was really wonderful. And I'm a former retired school teacher for many years, so I'm really glad to hear about these. And it just so happens that yesterday, a couple different people asked me if there were any courses in the area, and I literally wrote it down for them. They were interested in a course that would teach them, like seminar or lecture series, what to expect with aging. And do either of your programs have something that would address, because there are a lot of surprises or a lot of planning that maybe people could do. Is there either one of those programs that I could tell them that could suit their needs?
I can't tell you right now, other than what our program is through through Spring 2, because we put out a request for proposals, and we try to get anybody that wants to submit a proposal for a course. We look at all those proposals and make a decision. So we usually get 40 to 60 or 80 proposals for any session, and we go from there. We also go seeking people. So yes, we have been very interested in certain things. That's where the memory gymnastics comes in. the programs to try to help people. So that's as far as I can tell you right now. But it's very interesting in our what we look forward to.
Mhm.
Lisa, you?
Yeah, so we're similar in that we seek proposals from members of our community who are interested in teaching courses. But when we hear requests like this, it's actually, we're offering a course, actually, Carrie's teaching it for us, a course on the Beach Boys in the spring. And that wasn't something that he had proposed to us, but he talked about the Beach Boys as a side note in one of his classes. And we had several members or several of our students who contacted us and said, we'd love a class on the Beach Boys. So we reached out to Carrie and he obliged, so he's teaching that. So when we hear that there are people who want courses on what to expect with aging or things like that, then we also will go and look for faculty who might be able to have the expertise to teach a course like that. And then we will add it to our slate. So I've noted that, and we will start looking into that. So, and it could end up being a course, maybe a 4-week course in the summer, or even maybe start as a lecture. So
Yes.
be on the lookout for that. And we'll let you know once we have something like that on the books.
Thank you so much.
Stephanie, we're going to have Andrea Gallagher from Senior Concerns talk to us next month about transitions. So that might be something that she's going to be talking a little bit about. How do you
Okay.
transition into aging?
Well,
But I see that there's, from Senior Concerns. So that'll be our next speaker in April. So Thelma, Commissioner Williams, you had a question.
Yes, I have a comment, actually. Thank you so much. You're so enthusiastic about your programs, and that reflects in what we do. I've been a very willing and enthusiastic member of several of your classes at both and have enjoyed them thoroughly. And I appreciate so much the fact that a lot of my friends who don't drive are able to participate. This has meant so much to them during this pandemic time, especially. So I hope that the virtual classes will continue because they are very, very helpful to many seniors. So thanks so much.
Thank you for that feedback.
Thank you.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, we agree. We want to keep everyone in the program as we can.
I have a question.
Yes, Commissioner Bluewell.
A question. Do you have any constraints on topics or subjects? I'm thinking that something like Prager University, they have different topical areas, and it might squeak over into religion or something like that. Are there any limitations at all, or is it just up to what proposals you get?
For us, it's, go ahead, Lisa.
Oh, thank you. We don't have any limitations. It's really what we think will be of the most interest to our population. So, and religion, California Lutheran University, we're a religious institution. So religion classes are definitely something we can definitely offer. But yeah, any topic really, as long as it's going to be of interest to our student population, we're more than happy to offer it. And I'm sure Jerry probably has something similar to that to say.
Yes. Actually, very similar. We have no restrictions per se, and we offer the academic freedom for the instructors. So not a problem. Sometimes it gets a bit hard to manage when you get into politics, but as you can imagine, but there are no restrictions. The university does have some requirements, though, in terms of instructors have to agree to certain things in terms of just being part of the university program. It's because the instructors are part of the university, extended university. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jerry. I think it's really important that the instructors have to be academically qualified, right, to teach in our program, and I assume the same for the OLLI program as well.
Right, and we do not allow any solicitations. I mean, once in a while we get one that tries to sneak one in, and we try to put the clamp on that very quickly. We don't allow solicitations. They're not out there marketing. One of the, incidentally, the OLLI programs nationally are very different. Take any two universities with an OLLI program, they can be night and day. The OLLI program at CI is it's a college level type courses. We don't offer, let's say something about how to write a will or something like that, where a lawyer will come in and try to offer you a class, but it's really just in fact, Oregon, many of their instructors, they don't get paid because they use the program to solicit business. We do not do that. It's just the exact opposite. We pay our instructors, we pay them a good fee for their professional services.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Commissioner Sylvester.
Question for Lisa. I may have missed it. Do you have a website or contact information for the program?
We do, and I neglected to put that on our slides. So you can actually just go to the Cal Lutheran website, www.callutheran.edu, and in search, if you type in FAB, F-A-B, it'll take you to the link for our webpage. So it's really easy to find. And there you'll see, like I said, we're actually right now offering a lecture series that starts this Saturday that goes through the month of March. And then our new session for spring starts April 5th. And it's a 6-week session. And we're offering courses like the Art of the Belle Epoque, the Beach Boys in the Studio, which I already mentioned, the World of Jewish Art and Artists, the American Civil War. So we have classes, they're all morning classes, 10 to 12. And we have a class on Saturdays that's also 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then with the Beach Boys, Carrie is offering a seminar. So for those of you who are huge fans of the Beach Boys, which I know Rosanna is, you can also register for that seminar too. So, but yeah, that's our website. And the classes are $35 each for the 6-week session.
Yes, Commissioner Burt.
Yeah, thank you again. That was a great seminar or program that you just put on for us in terms of what's to offer seniors as they age. And of course, a lot of them are homebound and they can access these programs on computers and iPads and things. So the only question I had is, as an example, are there costs for online supplies? I mean, are there books that might be associated with these things, or so whatever one fee covers everything? If you're providing, a reference, okay, so that's good to know also. So that also helps with somebody who, maybe has a bit of difficulty. They want to access your program, but they maybe, don't have the money to do so. So sometimes, as we all know, the cost for textbooks in schools, I mean, they can be literally hundreds of dollars. It's not, it's almost like having a printer. You buy a printer, but, which is a piece of hardware for $100, but you spend 500 in ink. So that kind of thing, that's all.
It's definitely included, and our faculty are really wonderful in that typically they provide, they usually provide a syllabus, but they also provide a lot of references. And so we're able to send out, like if our students want to read additional books on the topic on their own, they can do that, or links to articles on the web and that sort of thing. So because that's really important, but it's all covered under one fee.
Thank you.
And for ours, Jeff, it's we require no reading. I mean, you do not have to do any reading, but we do have courses on literature, and that the people who take those courses often buy a book or rent or go to the library and get it, because a literature course without reading is probably not very interesting. So, and those people elect knowing ahead that that's what they want. So they're not as many people that take those courses, but those people often do buy a novel or a book or a play, like a Shakespeare plays or something like that. But we don't use textbooks per se, so it's not a high cost.
Sure, thank you.
The other thing I want to mention is we also have a program, if any senior has an issue with finances, all they have to do is write our director of our program a little email and saying, I sure would love to join you, but I'm having some problems. And we have a way. We don't call them scholarships because that leads to all kinds of problems with the university, but we do offer funds or just offer programs to people who can't afford them. So we do have those things.
Any other questions? So I just wanted to add, thank you so much for both of you. It's been so wonderful. My own personal experience of going back and engaging at the university level. You know, I wasn't a very good student in elementary. I hated high school, but I was so enthralled with college because it's such a completely different educational experience. And having the opportunity to do this again, it gave me that feeling again of what it was like to be a freshman or an undergrad walking on campus again, especially that dynamic of talking to other students. But as I think Lisa mentioned, and no, I think it was Jerry that mentioned that the dynamic is a little bit different than his dynamic with his own undergrads. There's more of a sense of you're really motivated because you picked the course. You didn't have to take the course to fulfill, you know, a GE requirement. So the people that are there, I found, are really experts. And I've learned so much, not just from the instructor on the field that I particularly, you know, selected, but from the other students. I mean, it's just amazing. So my only question is, the only thing that I find that I'd like to see enhanced is maybe a course on offering conversational Spanish. I am bilingual, but the problem is that if I don't practice it, I lose it. And so if that were ever, and especially in Ventura County, I would imagine that there's professionals that want to practice their Spanish. If that would ever to be a thought, that would be great to include like conversational Spanish. I would take that course because I know that that's something that I need to constantly be working on, is just being able to feel comfortable to speak Spanish without having to think about it first. So, and then my other, when travel comes up, the other thing that is on my mind is being able to take like a seminar in another country or university. I know that when I was an undergrad, I missed out on doing semester abroad. And so I always feel like I missed out on something. But would that ever be something that either program would offer, like a semester abroad or a seminar abroad?
That's our future. And I do believe that OLLI already offers that a similar opportunity to that.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
When travel starts, sign me up.
Will do.
We've already got a trip planned for our students. I think it's to Newfoundland. I'm not sure. I can't remember. We've got several things planned. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, given the pandemic, I think any of us would just go to the next county.
Yeah. Well, I think one is to Tunisia also.
Wow.
Yeah, exciting.
That's amazing. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for your time, your expertise, and your commitment to our 50+ community. I really appreciate the dedication and the service. Oh, and I believe one more question from Commissioner Sylvester. Yes.
I was applauding. I was applauding.
Sorry, I misinterpreted your emoji. Sorry.
I think it's
Maybe
great.
I used the wrong one.
I mean, I can tell you personally, I have been an instructor, I've been active with the program, and I'm a student. So it is so much fun. I'm taking 3 or 4 courses every term myself. That's how much fun it is.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lady Laureates class, and as Lisa at OLLI, and I'm taking the Beach Boys class. And as I mentioned to Lisa, I hope I don't give the instructor a run for his money because I am an expert on the Beach Boys. Okay, I even know what high school they went to. So.
I will warn Carrie of that fact. I will warn Carrie.
Well, Rosanna, are you going to be an instructor for one of these programs in the future?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, both of your CVs are, they leave me in the dust, believe me. So thank you so much for your time, for your
Thank you.
energy. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you
much.
for the opportunity. Much
Appreciate it.
appreciated.
And go visit their websites and sign up. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you much. Bye-bye.
Bye. At this time, we'll go back to our agenda, and I'd like to turn over the meeting to Vice Chair Belding to announce the liaison and agency reports. Take it away, Vice Chair Belding.
Thank you, Chair Guerra. Item 6 is the liaison and aging reports. And besides advising the City Council on items related to seniors, the Commission serves as liaison to various local senior agencies. And I'll call on each to give us some updates. It looks like today for the Goble Adult Community Center, we have Patty Ham. And Patty, I know you're going to have some goodies for us. What have you got for us today?
Well, we continue to be extremely busy here at Goble. I say every day that we're busier now than we were when we were regularly open. We have, over 500 people coming in a day for a vaccine. I think plus that was just for first dose. They're doing second doses now as well. So it's even more than 500 people a day. And that goes throughout the whole day. We have at each end of the building, we have our CSVP tax program going on, which is extremely, extremely busy. Our volunteer tax preparers are doing a tremendous job. And I can't even say enough about them, the time and effort that they're putting in, because it's a very, very, I'm trying to think of the word. It's like before where people would walk in and do their taxes with a tax preparer. Now there's like 5 or 6 steps that those seniors have to do because it can't be sitting one-on-one with them. It has to be done over the phone or scanned. So it's very time intensive, and I can't say enough about our tax volunteers. And then we have our regular senior nutrition program that takes place Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 1:30 down in the parking lot off of the kitchen. And we've grown tremendously since tax season because all of our seniors who are coming for taxes are wondering what we're doing out there under the Easy Up, giving away food. And so they're signing up. So that's great. More seniors are taking advantage of that program. So that's really good. But we also are doing a lot of Zoom things here for our seniors, obviously, because we can't have them in the building. On March the 9th, next Tuesday, we have a seminar by Ellen Morano, who is going to do a seminar, How to Leave 2020 Behind and Welcome 2021 with a fresh mindset. So she will have that seminar from 4 to 5 on Tuesday, March 9th. Oh, let me turn down my phone. Sorry about that. And you can sign up by calling us at the center. I'll give that number at the end. And then we have Wednesday, March 10th, Comfort Keepers is doing a Zoom seminar on how to be a Comfort Keeper caregiver. And that will be Wednesday, March 10th from 1 to 1:30. It gives, even younger or, fit, able-bodied seniors a paid opportunity to help another senior that might need it. On Tuesday, March 23rd, Who Will Be Your Fiduciary is going to be a seminar by Annette Brosma from 2:30 to 3:30. And she goes over the meaning of fiduciary and if you really need one. And then Brain Workout seminar on Thursday, March 25th from 10 to 11. Allison Lyric is coming to do a seminar for a virtual brain exercise program for our seniors. So if any of the seniors are interested in that, they can call the center at 805-381-2744, and we'll sign you up, get your email address, and then send you a link probably like a day before the seminar. And I apologize, Rosanna had put it out there that she would be willing to put like something on a what did you, a slide for me.
Yes,
Slide
yes.
that had the contact info, and I just totally forgot about it. But next month for sure, I'll give you that, Rosanna, so it'll be on there so seniors can see it on there while I'm speaking. We continue to offer our regular programming, but only through Zoom. We have a variety of fitness and yoga classes that are beginning at the end of March. We have Zoom chair-based strength balance that's very popular, gentle yoga, stretch and tone balance, Tai Chi. Actually, our Tai Chi, we're going to try and have it outside instead of a Zoom. So that one will be here, but outside. Restorative yoga, breathe easy, sleep soundly class. We have intermediate Spanish, beginning Spanish, ESL classes, art for all. These are all back on Zoom, unfortunately, but unfortunately too. And playing blues on the ukulele is going to be a Zoom class. And then we have a ballroom dance class that we're going to try via Zoom. Technology-wise, we have iPhone photography and iPhone iPad workshop via Zoom at the end of March. Put a shout out to the Stagecoach in Museum, the Ladies of Conejo, March 13 and March 27th at 2 p.m. Their suggested donation is $5. They're actually having those speakers at the Stagecoach Museum outside. So if you're interested, you can contact the Stagecoach Museum. We have our St. Patrick's Day parking lot bingo in your car event scheduled for March 17th this month, St. Patrick's Day, of course, and it's already full. And we are going to be having 2 in April that you can sign up for now. On April 9th, Friday, Spring Fling Bingo. It includes all the papers, dinner, and dessert, and prizes if you win. And it's $10 per person, and it's all in your car. And Grilled Cheese Madness and Bingo on Friday, April 23rd. Same thing, $10 per person, pays for all of your papers, lunch or dinner and dessert, and prize if you win it. And that does it for us for March.
Thank you, Patty, so much. Is that all? you guys are so amazing. We could just listen to you all day. I mean, that is really wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We also have a liaison to the Conejo Senior Volunteer Program, and our commissioner for that is Commissioner Williams. And do you have some things for us today?
Yes, actually, Julie sends her regards to everybody. She sends one message only this month: volunteer with School on Wheels. School on Wheels volunteers provide free tutoring and mentoring to children from kindergarten through 12th grade, living in shelters, motels, vehicles, group foster homes, and the streets of Southern California. They're now accepting volunteers interested in being online tutors. They offer an online introductory tutor training, a one-on-one training covering the virtual classroom platform so that all tutors are comfortable using the tools for tutoring, and an advanced training for those who want to continue. Contact Conejo Senior Volunteer Program for more information. It sounds like a wonderful program and certainly is needed, especially, I'm sure, right now. So that's the only thing that Julie sent us this month. She's pretty busy.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Williams. That is really, I think a lot of people we know, a lot of teachers now, a lot of former teachers, and a lot of community members would love to be able to do that. So I really appreciate that. Item C is the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. And our commissioner liaison for that is Commissioner Posta, who is not here this afternoon. Do we have someone representing the VC AAA this afternoon?
No, we don't.
We do not. All right, then I'll
Please
just give the
continue.
meeting back to you, Chair Guerra. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chair Belding. So we're going to go on to item 7 on our agenda, which is commission reports. So 7A, Commissioner Williams, would you like to update us on the progress? Again.
Yes, I'm excited to announce that we have one fabulous nomination already for the Senior of the Year program. I've been talking to people about getting nominations in, and we're hoping that you were all also telling people what a wonderful, wonderful opportunity this is to recognize the marvelous volunteers that we have in our area. You know, so many seniors now who are very talented people are volunteering in all kinds of organizations. And I'm sure that we'll be able to have several more volunteer people pretty soon who are nominated for this program. We have seniors out there who will be nominated, I'm sure, because as I've talked to people, they'll say, oh, I know about this one or that one, but don't forget that you need to ask their permission before you nominate somebody, because some people, even though they're wonderful volunteers, they're not actually wanting to have their name out in front of the public for one or another reason. So this program, there was a very good ad in the paper, the Acorn, and yes, it's an excellent article. So if you know anybody, you just have to go to toaks.org/seniors, and the nomination papers are all in there waiting for you to fill out. So thank you very much.
Item 7B, Commissioner Belding, would you like to give us an update?
I will just give a little quick brief update. First of all, we have had a 50% increase in responses since the last time we met. So yay! But
I'm sure
I don't want
the
you-
postcards have helped with that a lot.
I don't want us to sit on our laurels about that yet. I really think it's so important for us to hear from as many seniors as possible, and not just the seniors, but those who are caring for them. I keep kind of pressing that because I actually participated and went and helped 3 people this week actually do the survey in person, very socially distanced. And if anything that we can do to promote people to be able to do that, it would be really wonderful. And I again stress, it doesn't ask for any personal information. The things that we put on there today will last for a decade worth of planning. And you can see by what we just saw today that, you know, in the next decade, we're going to have about a 50% increase in the senior population. So very important for everyone to get their words in. And it only lasts until March 15th. So please do it. This is my slide. And again, you can do this online at www.toaks, that's TOAKS.org/seniors, www.toaks.org/seniors. Or if you do want a paper copy, it is 805-381-7362. And that's also if you have any questions about the survey before you would take it. But please get in on this survey. This is going to be real important. That's it.
Thank you, Vice Chair Belding. On to item 8, which is commissioner comments. This is the portion of our meeting where commissioners can provide announcements in which no action or discussion by the commission will be taken. At this time, are there any commissioner comments? Nope. Okay. So moving on to our reminders. Let me go ahead and share this screen. So just bear with me. Okay. So as you probably all know, the deadline to participate, the city of Thousand Oaks is in the process of general plan, and it's called the General Plan 2045. The deadline to participate in the survey has been changed to March 15th. So just take a moment, go to www.toaks2045.org to review the land use alternatives briefing book and survey. So it's an important process. It's been going on for 18 months. We had the city planners come before us last month. So take a look, and it's important that we all participate and give our feedback and opinion. As Patty was talking about, she's so busy because what they're doing right now is vaccine registration. If you're interested, if you haven't already gone to register, you can go to www.venturacountyrecovers.org. Click on phase 1A, tiers 1 through 3 vaccine registration to the left of the homepage. It will take you to the registration portal. But you can also call 805-477-7161. Also, the Area Agency on Aging, BC AAA, offers rides. And here is our 2 information and referral lines that the Thousand Oaks Council on Aging has a commitment with. Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. If you need any resources, either you or for a loved one on any senior services, this is a wonderful organization. You can call at 805-477-7300 or go to the website. They have an online database that you can go to, or 211 Ventura County. You can go dial 211. If you can't access 211, you can just dial their 800 number, but it is 211, very easy, or their website, or you can text 898-211. Now, if you want to reach us, you can call 805-381-7362 or email us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear if there's any issues or concerns, or if you just want to be a part of our organization, or if you want to hear a little bit more about different topics that are of interest to you, email us at councilonaging@toaks.org. Our website to reach us is www.toaks.org/seniors. And that is where Thelma and Stephanie were talking about. The senior survey is at this website, as well as the Senior of the Year. But most importantly, if you want to know what's going on for the 50 plus in our community, go to our social media accounts, where you can find us at Thousand Oaks Council on Aging on both Facebook and Twitter, and like and follow us. And and I believe that's it. So there be no further business to come before the commission. The Council on Aging meeting is adjourned to our next regular meeting. Thank you so much for joining us.